Welcome to Sleep Starter Stories, a place where you can listen, relax, and dream. Be sure to not watch this sleep starter story while driving or operating machinery. Today's story is entitled The Missing Teacup, written by Victoria Maud. And don't forget to like and subscribe to be notified of when a new sleep starter story is released. Wilhelmina lays on a soft beige-colored hammock in her backyard, gazing at the starry night sky, like she does every night. She inhales and exhales deeply while rubbing the back of her fluffy tab cat, Ginger. Hey, Gin, are you enjoying the night sky too? Ginger replies and purrs, moving closer to lick her chin. Wilhelmina turns her head towards the back of her brick bungalow. Hold on, Gin, I think I hear the phone. She carefully climbs out of the hammock. Wilhelmina prefers to only use her landline while she's at home, choosing to leave her cell phone at her popular fine art gallery located on the bustling side of town. The phone rings again. Okay, I'm coming. Hold your horses. Wilhelmina quickly walks into the kitchen and grabs the yellow touch-tone phone hanging on the wall near the refrigerator. Hello? Converting her voice into a cheery tone. Darling, how are you? Wilhelmina's face brightens as she's happily surprised by her mother's unexpected call. Hey, Mom, I'm doing great. Just hanging with Ginger, stargazing. How's my fur baby doing? She's wonderfully mischievous. The other night at about 11, Ginger decides to get the zoomies and knocks over one of my expensive vases in the living room. You would think she would be sleepy at that time, considering she's a chunky 8-year-old. They both share a laugh. How are things at your new place? Inquired Wilhelmina. Oh, darling, I love it here. I'm learning so much about my area, and I'm meeting so many interesting people. Well, Mom, you've always been a social butterfly. Yes, darling, I just wish you would move closer to me. Mom, you know I love where I live, and I have the art gallery and all. Yes. Well, honey, I've been meeting so many nice people, but no one makes me happier than you. So I'm planning to drive there tomorrow morning and stay for the weekend. That is, if it's okay with you. Oh, that's wonderful, Mom. You know what we could do? Her mom pausing for dramatic effect. We should have tea like old times. A month earlier, before her mother moved, Wilhelmina was ceremoniously gifted a tea set that had been passed down from her grandmother to her mother and now to her. Every day, Wilhelmina's mother and grandmother would close midday to have tea together at their high-end boutique, where they designed ladies' evening gowns. Wilhelmina remembers the tasty, warm, and spicy tea blends, strawberry scones, and finger sandwiches she would devour on her school breaks as a child. She felt like one of the girls being included in such an event and relished at the elegance her mother and grandmother displayed. Wilhelmina's biggest dream was to become just as poised as they were when she grew up. Honey, you're awfully quiet. Is everything all right? Yeah, I'm just remembering how you, me, and Grandma would have tea in your fashion boutique. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, said Wilhelmina. Me too, sweetie, her mother replied. You know what? I'm going to go and prepare your room for your arrival tomorrow. Love you. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Wilhelmina hangs up the phone and walks to her pantry to remove the set from its protective wrapping and carefully wash each piece before tomorrow's tea party. She uncovers the slightly ajar lid and is shocked at a single missing teacup. What in the world? She asks aloud. She closes her eyes and begins to deeply inhale and exhale, trying to tap into the calming techniques she practices during her weekly yoga classes. Okay, Willa, maybe, just maybe, murmuring to herself. She runs to her kitchen cupboards to see if she mistakenly added a missing teacup to the general population of drinkware. Then turns her attention back to the pantry to check the tea set box again and the surrounding area. Okay, there are 6 teacup spaces, but only 5 teacups. Maybe Mom won't notice, Wilhelmina thinks, peering into the box. Her face gleams with a sliver of hope. Knowing Mom, she'll invite just enough of her girlfriends to have to use all 6 teacups, she says aloud. Ginger brushes past Wilhelmina's calves as she cries for her treats located in the kitchen pantry next to the tea set box. There's no time to eat now, Gingin. Mommy has to find the missing teacup, ASAP. Ginger unrelentingly looks at Wilhelmina, then at her bags of treats. Okay, girlie, maybe just a little. Wilhelmina opens Ginger's treat bag and gives her a few moist pellets. A treat for you and a treat for me. This may help jog my memory. Wilhelmina grabs a granola bar from the middle pantry shelf as she looks down at Ginger licking her lips satisfactorily. She then walks into the living room and flops down on her vintage blue suede armchair. Ginger follows. Maybe I could retrace my steps of the last time I saw all the teacups in the tea box. Hopefully, I can remember what happened and locate it before Mom gets here tomorrow, Wilhelmina says to Ginger. Ginger's face gives an aloof response. Okay, let's see if this works. Wilhelmina closes her eyes to get a better view of that day in her mind. About 3 weeks ago, her house was unusually messy because she was re-laminating her kitchen and pantry floors. The front doorbell rang. Hey, Willa, it's me. It was Wilhelmina's sociable next-door neighbor, Penny. They'd been fast friends ever since Wilhelmina moved to her 3-bedroom bungalow 5 years ago. Penny is a slim 30-something woman with big hazel eyes that add to her naturally curious nature. Hey, Penny, come on in. Don't mind the mess. I'm working on relaminating my kitchen and pantry floors. Girl, you always have some type of project going on. Ooh, do you have that handsome Jake helping you? Yes, Jake is helping me on this project, and he's attractive, but you know we're just friends. Wilhelmina shrugs her shoulders. Yeah, I bet, Penny grins. All the contents that were placed on the lowest floor of the pantry had been moved to the upper shelves. Wilhelmina's table and chairs were pushed to one side of the kitchen, resembling a scene from a shaken snow globe. Penny reaches for the back pocket of her denim jeans. Have I shown you Sean's newest painting? Asked Penny. No, I don't believe you have. Wilhelmina is overwhelmed by the daunting task of her latest DIY project. She lets out a sigh Penny doesn't notice. Penny pulls out her smartphone, quickly scrolling through her pictures, trying to locate her son's latest painting. Here it is. Wilhelmina peeks at the photo of Sean's artwork, managing a wide grin. Now this one has promise, Penny. I know, right? Sean is a wonderful artist. I told him he's going to have an exhibit at your art gallery one day soon. Wilhelmina smiles as she returns her focus to filling a small tray of cutlery on the kitchen counter. Penny begins buzzing around, looking into various boxes and eventually landing in the pantry. Ooh, this is a very ornate box. What's inside? Wilhelmina walks to the pantry where Penny is looking on the second shelf. Oh yes, that's my mother's, well, now my tea set. It's been given down through my family for 3 generations. Would you like to look inside? Wilhelmina pauses as she moves closer to lift the lid. Shocked that it's half open, she continues and notices strange, clear, sticky imprints on top of the bejeweled tea box. She continues. Yes, this was a very gracious gift my mother gave me sooner than I expected. The teacups and kettle were each neatly covered in green bubble wrap. Wilhelmina delicately lifts a teacup and unwraps it to show Penny. "Ooh, I've never seen such a beautiful teacup before," said Penny. The teacup had a beautiful, muted gold coloring with elegantly bejeweled purple and yellow lily flowers. Wilhelmina opens her eyes and is transported back to the present, sitting on a blue suede armchair with Ginger on her lap. "Okay, Ginger, let's strategize." She decides to plot out the specifics on her whiteboard located in her home art studio. Wilhelmina writes, "Who are the possible suspects? Let's name them all." Suspect number 1, Jake. My cute and capable handyman friend. Suspect number 2, Penny, my nosy next-door neighbor. Suspect number 3, my mother. And suspect number 4, my grandma's ghost? That's a stretch. But hear me out, Jin. These are the only possible suspects that may or may not have swiped the teacup. She underlines each name with a different marker color. Let's start from the top. Jake. Why would he take just one teacup, considering the value is in the full set? Also, I've known him for years and he's always been a very trustworthy person. Next, we have Penny. I don't think she took it because she's always at my house and nothing has ever come up missing before. Her track record is good. Next is Mom. Well, she can't be a suspect because I saw that there were 6 cups when she gave the tea set to me before she moved away. Lastly, Grandma. She's been dead for 5 years, and I just couldn't imagine her coming all the way back from the dead for a teacup. This detective work is hard. What would Angela Lansbury do? Wilhelmina sighs, recapping her marker and placing it on the ledge of the dry erase board. She looks down at her beloved cat, who's sound asleep on a comfy pillow. Okay, Jin, I'm going to follow your lead. Wilhelmina yawns. It's probably time that I give this a rest and pick it back up early tomorrow morning before Mom arrives. Wilhelmina quickly prepares for bed and turns off the light. Her eyelids quickly become heavy and she falls fast asleep. The following morning, she's awakened by Ginger's tail tapping her nose. "Thanks for the alarm clock, Jin," Wilhelmina says under her breath. She looks at the clock on her nightstand, showing the time is 7:07 a.m. We gotta get up now to prepare for Mom's arrival. Wilhelmina quickly gets out of the bed and gives Ginger her breakfast and water. She then takes a shower and dresses for the day. Holding her coffee in hand, she returns to the whiteboard. None of these people would steal a teacup from me. What was I thinking? Laughing to herself. Wilhelmina replaces the linen in the guest room her mom will be staying and places towels and brand new toothbrush on the vanity in the ensuite bathroom. Okay, now it's time to go to the bakery for some scones and pastries. Mommy will be back real soon, okay, Jin? Wilhelmina picks up her purse and car keys. Ginger looks up at Wilhelmina as she stands in the front doorway. I know you're a cat, but I swear you understand everything I say to you. Be back real soon, girlie. Wilhelmina bends down to rub Ginger's head before she leaves to pick up the food for the tea party. After a short while, she returns with her arms full of groceries and tasty bakes that she knows her mother and friends will love. If I could just get my key. Wilhelmina walks towards the front door of her house as she reaches into her purse trying to keep the pastry box and groceries upright. Okay, got it. She opens the door and is greeted by Ginger. Hey, Jin, did you miss me? Wilhelmina puts down the bags on the kitchen table and washes her hands. Afterwards, she locates her mother's favorite white lace tablecloth and two-tier pastry stands. She carefully places her freshly baked goods on the stand, along with an assortment of pre-made finger sandwiches. Wilhelmina decides to brew her favorite flavor, lavender and almond tea. The front doorbell rings. "Just a second." "That's probably Mom," says Wilhelmina while adding the tea to the kettle on the stove. She runs to the front door. Her stomach is in knots because she doesn't know how to break the news about the missing teacup to her mother. Wilhelmina answers the door. "Hi, sweetie." Her mother's arms open wide in preparation for a hearty embrace. She's wearing a loose-fitting, floral bohemian pantsuit made of silk, pairing it with her signature red lips and tightly coiffed hair exuding casual sophistication. "Hi, Mom." They hug. "Come on in, Mom," said Wilhelmina. Ginger runs to the front door to greet her beloved friend. "Hey, Ginger. How you doing, girl?" Wilhelmina's mom says while bending down to pet her head. "Yeah, you're here." Wilhelmina shrieks while she picks up her mother's travel bag at the front door. "Okay, honey, I must visit your powder room. You know I gotta go all the time nowadays." "You know where it is." Wilhelmina brings her mother's travel bag to her guest room. They both eventually meet in the dining room in front of a fully set table with a delicate white-laced tablecloth. There are 2 bouquets filled with multicolored flowers, emitting sweet notes that intertwine with a sense of brewing teas and pastries. In between the bouquets are 2 silver pastry stands, each dedicated to a diverse assortment of fresh baked goods and finger sandwiches. At each place setting are small gold-rimmed lavender plates, matching cloth napkins, and small gold knives to spread the fruit preserves. "Sweetie, you did such a good job getting this together. And by the way, about 4 of my friends will be joining us for tea as well." "I wouldn't expect it any other way, Mom," Wilhelmina replies. They both giggle. Wilhelmina's mother walks to the kitchen. She dramatically puts her hands over her mouth as she looks down. "Your floors look so good. I was wondering how your DIY project went. You have definitely upgraded the look and feel in here, honey." Her mom nods approvingly. Wilhelmina walks into the kitchen, wondering if now is the best time to let her mother know that she lost one of her beloved teacups. "Ooh, I smell the wonderful tea brewing. Is that lavender and almond?" "Your nose knows. Our favorite flavor combination," replied Wilhelmina. "And where's the tea set?" Wilhelmina pauses as she walks to the stove to turn off the screaming tea kettle. It's in the pantry. I'll get it, just a sec." Wilhelmina inhales deeply. Just tell her there's a missing teacup. You're an adult. What is she going to do, spank you? Wilhelmina retrieves the tea set box, noticing it is slightly open again. "That's odd. Does the lid not fit?" she murmurs to herself. She places the lid back on top of the box and brings it to the living room, where her mother is now sitting. "Okay, Wilhelmina, just peel it off quick, like a Band-Aid," she says to herself. She closes her eyes. "Is there something wrong, sweetie?" her mother asks. "Well, Mom, I seem to have misplaced one of the teacups," Wilhelmina says as she lifts the lid, revealing the tea set. Her mother stands from her seat and walks closer to view the contents of the box. They're both shocked at what they see. "There are 2 missing teacups," shouted Wilhelmina. She starts to cry as her mother rubs her back. "That's okay, sweetie." Her mother pauses. They both look down at Ginger to see what she's dragging in her mouth. "Gin, what you got there?" Wilhelmina bends down to get a better view of the cylinder object covered in green bubble wrap. She quickly notices how similar it looks to the teacups packaged in the ornate tea box. "Well, "I guess you found one of them," her mother says. "Ginger, what are you doing with this, you naughty girl?" cries Wilhelmina as she bends down to pick up the teacup. Ginger playfully swipes her paw at Wilhelmina to retrieve her new play toy. "Well, do you have the other one? Show me, Gingin." As if Ginger understood Wilhelmina's inquiry, she proudly walks to the kitchen pantry and reveals the secret hiding place of the first missing teacup. It's still in its protective bubble wrap, hidden behind some pots and pans. Oh my goodness! I can finally exhale knowing that the teacups have been found. Honey, I think Ginger just wanted to enjoy the tea set too. They both laugh. I'm so happy she didn't break them. This tea set belonged to the two most important women in my life. I thought maybe I ended our wonderful tradition, Wilhelmina cried. They both embrace in a warm hug. The front doorbell rings. That's probably the girls. Listen, don't worry about it. When I gave the set to you, I knew you would treat it with complete love and care. Thanks, Mom. Wilhelmina wipes her eyes. The doorbell rings again. Anyway, this will be a funny story to tell the girls. That is, if you don't mind. Wilhelmina shakes her head in agreement. Her mother walks to the door and welcomes her girlfriends in.